Welcome back, everybody, to our next webinar. I'm really happy to introduce to you Dr. Jelena Barbir from HAW Hamburg, and she will talk a little bit about the bio-based and biodegradable plastics. Is it either a solution or an issue for Europe? And how we can handle that, how we will use that in the future. And with that, I wish you a lot of fun and stay interested into this particular presentation. See you later and good luck to you.
My name is Jelena Barbir. I'm the lead project manager of Bioplastics Europe project. Today I will talk a little bit about bio-based and biodegradable plastics. Is it a solution or an issue for Europe? Let's start. What are bio-based and biodegradable plastics? So for all of you who are here probably at this meeting, you know that. But let us just go back to this figure here presented. So when we talk about bio-based, biodegradable plastics, normally we use the term which is frequently used lately, it's bioplastics. So bioplastics could be materials that are bio-based or that are biodegradable or both, as you can see in the figure here. In the project Bioplastics Europe, we deal with both those features. We consider bio-based and biodegradable plastics when we use the term bio. So what is the first issue that comes to my mind when we talk about this topic is actually its name. It's so confusing. So we have so many terms and it's hard, well, for scientists, not so much, but for general public, it's really hard to understand what is actually, what are bioplastics? Do they biodegrade? Are they made from biological waste, perhaps, or different kind of questions are popping up. So we developed in the project this figure. Let's talk about bio-based plastics, and we clarify a little bit all those terms. So we distinguish between fossil-based plastics and bio-based plastics, and also between non-biodegradable material and biodegradable material. Of course, there is also an issue that appears, and that's compostable, something that is compostable, that not necessarily has to be biodegradable. And vice versa. So it's a really difficult and complex issue just about using the correct name for it, and then how to implement it, how to use it. Is it really a good solution? It's still difficult to say. So in this project, as I mentioned before, we will talk about bio-based and biodegradable plastics. So as you all know, plastic pollution poses a serious problem for humans and the environment. And we really see, as you can see on all those images, and you see it all over everywhere, that we need urgent actions and changes in order to dispose properly the plastics that we already produced. So this project, which is EU-funded Horizon 2020 project, Bioplastics Europe, is searching for solutions and answers. So we have a good and a diverse team of scientists, researchers, also a few companies that are working on developing innovative bio-based and biodegradable plastics. And jointly, we work closely with a wide network of stakeholders, evaluating sustainable usage of those plastics in Europe. So the first question that comes to my mind is if and how. So in this project, we do not state anything still. So we investigate if those materials, those bio-based and biodegradable plastics, are good solutions for the EU. And after the project is finished, we will come up with several recommendations an explanation why we think that it is or it's not. And we use research to find out how actually those plastics can form part of the solution in the EU. So at this stage, we are in the second year of the project, and we still do not have all the answers, but we can say that we are on a good way to have some. So let's dig in a little bit. Just first of all, I would like to introduce you to Bioplastics Europe project. As you can see, it started in 2019 in October, and it's ending in September 2023. With the budget funded by Horizon 2020, there was created a really big partnership, a really diverse partnership. So it consists of research institutes, universities, private companies all over the Europe, from 13 countries, and we even have an industry partner from Malaysia, which is supporting us in this research. So the coordinator of the project is Hamburg University of Applied Sciences. And yes, you can see our contact details here, and we are visible on social media channels, and you can also scan the code to access the website as well. So moving forward, so what is our main objective? Is to develop sustainable strategies and solutions for bio-based plastic products, as well as to develop approaches focused on circular innovation for the whole bioplastic systems. These may be deployed to support policy making, innovation, and technologies transfer. So this is what is our main focus. As you can see here in the figure, we have 9 different work packages focused on different aspects: ethics, project management, information, communication, and dissemination, but also the main work packages, which are actually quite well aligned with our objectives. So from the objective number 1, we define, test, and deploy innovative product design strategies that are made from renewable sources. And this is tackled in the work package 3. Then in objective number 2, we map current waste collection and management schemes addressing technical and economic barriers to bio-based plastics recycling. This is tackled in the work package number 4. In objective number 3, to investigate the potential impact of bio-based plastics produced on the terrestrial and aquatic environments, as well as possible implications to human health. So this is tackled mainly in work package 5 and partly in work package 6. Then to build a biodegradable plastic sustainability framework and to produce safety protocol. This is mainly focused on work package 6. And objective number 5, to develop innovative business models. This work is developed within work package 7 and work package 8, which is actually dealing with life cycle assessment. And finally, objective number 6 is communication strategy, cooperative knowledge sharing of best practices and lessons learned in work package. So as you can see in the figure, in the projects, we try to push towards circular economy, looking in this complete value chain of those materials. So as you can see, all those work packages are actually feeding this circle to move from one step to another. So from a proper waste collection, we should go to composting or to recycling, and then through feedstock or directly to production of the material. Then we produce the actual end user goods, and those should be used and of course reused if possible before they go to the waste collection. So what about Bioplastics Europe? We search for the solution to be sustainable. So as you can see here in our expected results, we have those four main results that we expect to provide after the 4 years of the project. The focus is on different applications of the different materials. So applications for cutlery, for soft and rigid packaging, for agricultural mulch films, toys, and different aquatic materials. So here we focus then on three aspects of sustainability: on environmental, economical, and social aspects. As you can see, we partly touch environmental aspects in creating innovative materials, testing them. Are they harmful for humanity or for environment in general? And also here, we jointly with this one, we create safety protocols. So also taking care that those new products are really safe for humans and for the environment. Then besides that, the strong focus of the project is on creation of business models. So is it really going to be sustainable economically? So besides that, in order to actually gain the entire image of what is happening and what we are creating, we need to have stakeholder engagement. So we are not doing this alone within the consortium. We do this with a rather wide group of external experts who are helping out gather the relevant information that we need. So regarding the expected results, now we already have first results for innovative materials, for development of those new materials, and we have few results from stakeholder engagement through workshops and different public events that we are organizing. And now the strong focus in this third year of the project is actually on development of business models and safety protocols. So this is now the under development. So where we stand now, this project consists of 3 phases, as you can see, and we passed the phase 1 of this introduction and analysis, and now we are in the phase 2 of project. We are developing, we are conducting research, development, and implementation, and we will upscale and replicate it in the phase 3. So within the Bioplastics Europe project, as I mentioned, there are 8 applications: packaging, toys, agricultural film, cutlery, and aquatic materials, geomembrane, fishing bites, and fishing crates. We developed already this first group of 5 materials. So now let's dig in a little bit to this sustainability aspect. So when we focus on the environmental one, what we actually did. So as I mentioned, it's important to have the overall picture of what we are going to develop and if it's sustainable and if it's suitable actually to be implemented. So this aspect is really important. So we developed those 5 prototypes within Work Package 3 with help of 2 industry partners, Arctic Biomaterials from Finland and Nature Plast from France. You can see that some of the materials are PBS based, for example, as for soft packaging, then PLA based for rigid packaging and fishing crates, and as well as agricultural mulch and marine geomaterial and cutlery, and then PHBV for toys and fishing bites. So then those materials, when they were developed in this first form, were sent for laboratory and field tests. So they were tested for biodegradation and also for ecotoxicity. So we prepared samples, we prepared protocols to combine all those different institutions that we have working in this project, and we started the test in September 2020, and the first results we are obtaining now actually in autumn 2021. So now here we are in this step here when we are passing the results from the tests to the companies and the Work Package 3, who is then modifying the compounds, and then afterwards the next year in March we will start a second round of tests. Just an overview, this is how many working laboratories we have around Europe. So across Europe, there are different laboratories or field tests happening on biodegradation, as you can see, then on ecotoxicity, and also in control condition. So here it's present the map in the southern, central, and northern. Then when we focus on the second aspect of sustainability, and that's economics. So as I said, it's tackled in the work package 7 and 8. So work package 7 is actually creating those business models, but work package 8 is feeding them with the information from life cycle assessment reports that they are developing now. We expect to have a really good results here. The preliminary results we already obtained after a year and a half of the project, but so we expect to have a good result of the project. And then the final section of sustainability is this social progress. So, okay, who we are aiming to reach actually, why and how? This is the question, and it was not easy to establish this strategy and to actually get people to engage with the project. So it's a really long process, but it's really functioning rather well now after 1 year and a half of the project, we might say. So all our partners are involved in this project, in this process. So first of all, we have this stakeholder engagement strategy. Here you can see the small figure, and I will dive into it a little bit later in details. And then with this stakeholder engagement, we are actually aiming to reach all of those potential stakeholders, so scientific communities, policymakers, reach the city municipalities, producers and consumers and general public. Then we also have a network, European Bioplastic Research Network. And with this network, we are aiming to reach mainly scientific community, policymakers, and producers and consumers. And then the network, the HISCAP network, is Historic Cities Against Plastic Waste. It's mainly focused on municipalities, on cities, but also on general public as well. So just quickly, I will show you how we are doing that and why this is so important step. And it should be a really important step for all the similar projects. It's because we need to know what is possible to be done, and we need to know that from wider range of public. So this is how we establish our strategy. So from the project, actually, we are feeding through websites, scientific publications, different events that we are organizing, press releases, newsletter, also our social media. So we give all those stakeholders, actually potential stakeholders, information about the importance of this topic that we are studying. So we like that, we inform them and ask them to join to our pool of stakeholders. So this is at the moment we have I think over 1,500 people that we actually reach one-on-one, so from this pool of stakeholders that we reach, there will be some that will just disappear and move away. Some of them will just stay in the pool of stakeholders to be from time to time informed about it, but will not properly engage in the project. And then the third group are those nice blue figures here that are moving into the cycle, and they will actually properly and engage with the project. So here, when we get them on board, they also have different options. They can engage in different kind of activities, and here you can see they can become one of our network or associate partners. So those are mainly big companies, big associations who are helping us to get information from them directly and from their stakeholders as well. Then also other projects, for example, some other Horizon 2020 project, or now Horizon Europe projects, Interact projects that are tackling the same topic. So for us, it's really important that we work together, that we reach the same stakeholders, share stakeholders, not repeat the things all over again in different projects. So this is really important for this project as well. Then here you can see also the HISCAP and the research network. So you can get engaged in this way. And finally, and the most important step, are those targeted stakeholders, those expert stakeholders across the value chain that can really engage with us in the form of physical or online workshops that we are organizing with a specific topic where they can really give their inputs, and they can help us integrate that and produce those recommendations for the future policies. So this is more or less the process. Then through those networking and capacity building, experience, knowledge and exchange, then there are direct inputs to the project from all those stakeholders, and then jointly we contribute to the EU policies, and that's how we are going back to this symbol of bioplastics Europe. So this is the stakeholder engagement strategy that we have at the moment running. And in case that you would like to join us, it's established in our website. So here you can just click, read a little bit more about all those categories that I mentioned, and then click the button and to stakeholders form, fill it in, show us what is your interest and how you could contribute and how you would like to engage with us. So this is just a friendly invitation. If you are interested, it would be really great for us to do that, and probably for you as well. Then moving forward, just quickly to present you the networks that I mentioned. So European Bioplastic Research Network is established as a LinkedIn group, and we have over 500 members there. We are preparing 2 or 3 times per year events. And also we foster communication, share experience and knowledge that we gather in the project with the participants in these networks, with the members. Besides that, as I mentioned, there is Historic Cities Against Plastic Waste network. It's mainly focused on municipalities, on cities. We also have run already 3 events, and now on 20th of October was the 4th HISCAP event focused on the coastal cities and how they manage their plastic waste. So really interesting, knowledge gathering that we are. So finally, let's jump into the conclusions. Even it's still hard to get actually the real conclusion on this topic. But yes, let's just focus on bio-based plastics. So those are the plastics derived from biomass, and especially grown crops. So this is a topic that should be carefully evaluated still. If it's really environmentally preferable to use fossil-based plastics product or bio-based, especially when we talk the competition with the food chain. So this is something that has a really great potential, but just we have to be careful when we do. And the next one is when we talk about biodegradable plastics. Well, of course, some of those still cannot be considered as a truly biodegradable at this stage, because from some of them it's needed years to be completely biodegraded in the nature. So we still don't have those data. And moreover, when we just mark something as a biodegradable, we really have to be careful if we are using compostable or biodegradable, because sometimes if we just label it wrongly, it can increase the risk to even contribute to the higher littering of our environment. So this is another thing that we really have to be careful how we use the terms, and we really have to have correct data in hand. And yeah, so what is now the good solution at the moment? That what we can say for biodegradable plastics, it's more appropriate to actually focus ourselves on different applications. So when it's really needed something to be biodegradable, and when and which applications are not actually advisable to be biodegradable, because it just doesn't make sense. So as you can see, there are a lot of different applications. There is a lot of different materials. So the research field, it's huge. So for biodegradable, yes, it's a really good solution, but only if it's managed correctly. So only if it's focused on a specific application which makes sense to be biodegradable, and when this is the most sustainable solution. So yes, finally, is it a solution or an issue? Yes, the bio-based biodegradable materials, they have, as you could see, now also presented, and probably you know it already, it has a lot of benefits. However, a lot of research is still needed on materials themselves. We still have so big variety of different kinds of materials, different kind of modifications, and we need to be sure about all of them. So it's still not ready, and so the research is still needed on the proper disposal of those materials, so that they don't end up in a really wrong stream. So we really have to have everything established before they are actually there. And as you can see, because of all of those factors, this process is slow. So we really have to have a good strategy, which is needed to be developed, and then to have the successful implementation of those new materials. So yes, to my opinion, it is a really good solution, not to all issues that we have now, but for some, and it's also a long-term solution. So at the moment, it might be contradictory to introduce something that is not really ready, and then that we face the same mistakes and the same problems that we are facing now with fossil-based plastics. So definitely, to my opinion, the best solution at the moment is to reduce bio-based or biodegradable or fossil-based plastics in our lives in general. So this is the first step that we have to do at the moment, while we are still working on the better solutions for the future. So yes, this is all from my side. So with this on my mind, I would like to thank you for your attention. Thank you for being here and listening a little bit about the work that is undertaken here in Bioplastics Europe. If you have any question, you can always contact us via email on bioplastics at LC Hamburg.de. You can visit our website as well. So we at Hamburg University of Applied Sciences, we will be really happy to answer any of your questions or doubts, or if you would like to join us as a stakeholder, as a support in this research that we are doing, we'll be really pleased. So once again, thank you very much. And I'm really sorry that I'm not here for questions and answers section, but as I said, please drop me an email, and I will gladly come back to you. Thank you very much, and have a pleasant afternoon.